There is a hidden rule, buried deep within Stoic wisdom, that has the power to save you from the most painful emotion of all: regret. Few people know it. Even fewer practice it. And yet, those who master it walk through life with an unshakable calm, no matter what storms rise around them. Imagine for a moment a life where you never again lie awake at night whispering, "If only I had." Doesn't that sound impossible? But here's the truth. It is not only possible, it has already been proven for centuries. The question is, are you willing to learn it? You see, most of us live chasing two ghosts. The first ghost is the past, haunting us with memories of mistakes, failures, or missed chances. The second ghost is the future, taunting us with fears of what might go wrong. Between these two phantoms, the present moment becomes a battlefield, and our peace is constantly stolen. But the Stoics discovered a rule, a compass for the mind, that can cut through both ghosts and bring you back to solid ground. And if you apply it, regret loses its grip. What is this rule? Stay with me, because before I reveal it fully, you need to understand why regret is so dangerous. Regret is not just an emotion, it is a thief. It steals clarity, it steals energy, it steals years of your life. Think of all the people who spend decades replaying one decision: the job they didn't take, the words they didn't say, the person they didn't choose. Regret doesn't just remind you of what happened, it chains you to it. And the worst part, it blinds you from the opportunities right in front of you now. But here is the twist nobody tells you. Regret isn't born from the event itself. It is born from how you judge the event in your mind. That is why two people can experience the same failure. One becomes destroyed by it, the other grows stronger. The difference isn't luck, the difference is perspective. And this is where the hidden Stoic rule enters. The rule is simple to hear, but hard to live. Live as if you have already chosen every event of your life. Let that sink in for a moment. What would happen if, instead of fighting against the past, you embraced it as if you had willed it yourself? Instead of asking, "Well, why did this happen to me?" you said, "I chose this, because it shapes who I must become." The Stoics believed that this shift of mind turns regret into fuel. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, wrote in his private meditations, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs." He wasn't speaking poetry. He was giving survival instructions. Because regret only survives where resistance lives. Once you accept the event as yours, fully yours, regret cannot breathe. But here is the danger. People hear this rule and think it means passive resignation. They think it means giving up, letting the world walk over you. That's not it. The hidden Stoic rule is not about surrender. It is about reclaiming authorship. If you claim everything is chosen, even pain becomes your ally. Even failure becomes a teacher. Even rejection becomes redirection. Think of it like this. Life hands you a script. Most people spend their whole time crossing out the lines, angry that they cannot rewrite the story. But the Stoic takes the pen and signs their name at the bottom of the page. In doing so, they own the script. And by owning it, they discover freedom inside the very lines they cannot erase. Does this mean you stop working for change? No. It means you change from a place of strength, not from regret. There's a world of difference between saying, "I wish it didn't happen," and saying, "It happened, and I will now decide what to build on top of it." The first keeps you trapped. The second makes you unstoppable. Now let me ask you, how many regrets are you still carrying? Be honest. The relationship that ended, the time you didn't speak up, the opportunity you let slip. What if I told you that each of those regrets could be dissolved, not by changing the past, but by changing the ownership of it? The moment you say, "This too was mine," you break the chain. But here's what nobody tells you. Ownership hurts. It feels like swallowing fire at first. It means looking at your mistakes without excuses. It means saying, "I chose this path. even the painful parts, because it has carved me into who I am now. That level of radical ownership is rare, and yet it is the doorway to peace. Seneca, one of the great Stoics, warned that regret is what wastes the only resource we can never get back: time. He said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Regret is the ultimate waste, because it spends the present moment mourning the unchangeable. But the hidden rule flips the script. Instead of mourning, you integrate. Instead of fighting, you accept. Instead of wasting, you invest. Let's make this practical. Imagine you failed at a job and it cost you your career path. Regret whispers, "You ruined everything." The hidden Stoic rule responds, "This is my chosen training. This is the challenge that prepares me for greater work." Same event, entirely different destiny. Or imagine a relationship ended and you are left alone. Regret screams, "You should have done more, said more, been more." The Stoic mind answers, "This ending was my teacher. It shows me what I must value, what I must grow, what I must never ignore again." In this way, regret dissolves, and in its place rises clarity. But here is the trap. Most people will nod to these words and then continue to live chained to "if only." They will agree with the philosophy but never practice the rule. Why? Because the human mind craves blame. It wants someone to point the finger at: yourself, others, fate. Blame feels easier than ownership, but Stoicism asks for something higher: courage. Courage to accept, courage to integrate, courage to move. Let me share a secret. The people who live with the least regret are not the ones who make the fewest mistakes. They are the ones who choose their mistakes as part of their path. They turn even their failures into stepping stones, and because of that, their minds remain unburdened. So here is the challenge for you. Take one regret you carry right now. Don't push it away. Don't justify it. Hold it in your hand and whisper, "This was mine. I chose this because it was meant to forge me." Do this, and you will feel something shift inside. The chain loosens, the ghost loses power, and the hidden rule begins to work. But this is only the beginning, because once you learn to own the past, the next battle begins, the fear of the future. And if regret is a thief, then fear is a prison guard. The question is, how do you break out? That is what we will explore next. If regret is the thief that steals your past, then fear is the prison guard that chains your future. And here's the painful truth. Most people spend their entire lives trapped between the two, haunted by yesterday and terrified of tomorrow. But the hidden Stoic rule, the one that saves you from regret, also holds the key to dissolving fear. Because if you can claim ownership of everything that has already happened, you can also claim ownership of everything that will come. How? By remembering this, the future is nothing but the present waiting to arrive. And if you choose to own the present fully, then you are already prepared for whatever the future brings. Think about this. How many sleepless nights have you wasted worrying about what might go wrong? The job interview, the exam, the conversation, the health result. Most of those fears never even materialized, and yet, the energy was lost forever. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Fear of the future is nothing more than regret rehearsed in advance. You are regretting an outcome before it has even arrived. And isn't that the most absurd prison of all? But the hidden Stoic rule gives you a way out. Just as you can say, "I chose my past," you can also say, "I choose my future," no matter how it unfolds. You decide in advance, whatever comes, I will accept it as mine. If success arrives, it was chosen. If failure arrives, it was chosen. If loss arrives, it was chosen. Nothing can surprise the one who has already embraced every possibility as his own. This mindset doesn't make you passive, it makes you untouchable. Because fear thrives on the illusion of control. It whispers, "If you don't manage every detail, disaster will strike." But once you accept that the outcome has already been woven into your path, fear has no bargaining chip. It cannot scare you with what you have already embraced. Let's make this real. Suppose tomorrow you lose your job. Fear screams, "How will I survive?" But the Stoic mind replies, "This was my chosen test. This is the ground on which I will build the next chapter." Or suppose you face rejection from someone you love. Fear hisses, "You will never be enough." But the hidden rule answers, "This ending was written into my story because it will shape my strength." Do you see the pattern? The same event that would crush another person becomes the material of transformation for you. The difference is not the event. It is whether you see yourself as victim or author. And authors don't live in regret. Authors don't live in fear. Authors live in ownership. But here's the secret nobody tells you. Ownership doesn't remove the pain. It transforms it. The Stoics never promised a painless life. They promised a purposeful one. Pain will still come, loss will still come, but regret, that endless cycle of wishing and rewinding, that you can escape. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." That is the essence of the hidden rule. Whatever life throws at you, shame, failure, loss, disappointment, you can turn into light if you claim it as yours. Regret has no power against a fire that consumes everything. Now, let's step back. Why does this matter for you today? Because time is passing. Every minute you hesitate, every second you dwell on if only, you are letting regret rob you of the only life you have. The Stoics taught urgency, not the frantic urgency of chasing pleasure, but the sacred urgency of living now. They believed that regret is nothing more than unclaimed life, and the hidden rule is your way of reclaiming it. So here is your call to courage. Stop running from your regrets. Face them, own them, transform them. The more you resist, the stronger they grip you. The more you accept, the faster they dissolve. And with each regret you claim as yours, you build armor for the future. You walk lighter, freer, more unshakable. But you might be wondering, how do I practice this rule daily? How do I turn philosophy into habit? Let me give you a simple exercise, one that has been passed through centuries. At the end of each day, sit quietly and ask yourself 3 questions. 1. What event today am I tempted to regret? 2. How can I claim it as if I had chosen it? 3. What lesson does it carve into me for tomorrow? Write it down. Don't just think it. The act of writing turns philosophy into reality. With time, you will notice something extraordinary. Your regrets will shrink, your clarity will grow, and your future will no longer terrify you, because you will have built the habit of ownership. Remember this, regret is heavy, but you are the one holding it. Drop the weight and your life changes. And let me challenge you right now. If these words have struck a chord in your heart, if you feel the chains of regret begin to loosen, don't walk away unchanged. Take action, because wisdom without action is wasted. If this truth resonates with you, imagine what more you will discover by walking further with us. Subscribe now, and let's keep uncovering the hidden rules that bring freedom, clarity, and strength. Because you are not alone in this. Thousands of others are walking this same path, learning to turn pain into power and regret into wisdom. By joining, you are not just subscribing to a channel, you are aligning with a community of seekers who refuse to be haunted by the past. And here's the final thought I want to leave with you. Life will test you again. Regret will try to whisper in your ear. Fear will try to chain your steps. But when that moment comes, remember the hidden Stoic rule. Live as if you have already chosen every event of your life. If you do this, nothing can destroy you. Nothing can hold you back. Because the story is yours and you are its author. The next lesson may surprise you even more. Because if this rule frees you from regret, the next one will show you how to turn every challenge into unshakable strength. And that, my friend, may change your life forever.